and welcome to the Vicar's Wife's Frugal Life. I'm your host Rhiannon and I am going to talk today about my Friday Fabulous Frugal 5. One day I'll record that as a jingle and I won't have to sing it every episode. Sure, so let's get straight to business. Number one, my first frugal win was following the recommendation of Deal Boy on Instagram. I'll put a link to his account, you should follow him. He's great, loads of really good deals and sort of gamifying getting a bargain here and there. But I have been really wanting some strawberry plug plants. Strawberry plug plants. Try saying that with a mouthful of marshmallows. So I really wanted the strawberry plug plants, and then he put up a code where I could get 20 quid's worth of plug plants for free. So that was really exciting. And actually, the slight frugal fail in that is that I also wanted some raspberry canes and a rhubarb crown, which will not give us fruit this year, but they will give us fruit next year. So I got a good deal on those, and I got the free plug plants, and they're going to be delivered in a week or two. And I realised the strawberries, again, might be a little bit too late because they'll be out of season, but hey, they'll be alive next year. And I probably wouldn't have been able to get them planted up by now anyway, because I've been all systems ahead. So that was my number one frugal win. 20 quid's worth of strawberry plants for free, so that's exciting. And also I got to support a business and actually buy some other things from them, because I realised the reason they're offering the sale is probably because a lot of garden shops and a lot of nurseries are going out of business right now. So I did buy some other things that I needed, so I feel like that was probably fair, because I would not have known their website otherwise. And the plug plants are probably dying. That's probably why they're giving them away for free. Sure. So that was my first frugal win. My second frugal win, looking at my list, ooh, this was a really good one, another freebie. So I have wanted to make a path at the front of our garden for a while now, because we are planting a wildflower meadow, and my mother keeps telling me that I'm not allowed to call it a meadow because she says it's too small, but I don't care. I'm calling it a meadow. It might only be about 2 meters by 2 meters, but it's my meadow. It's my mini meadow. I will put a video up at some point showing you how about that. I'm really bad at editing, guys. That's the problem. I take the videos and then I don't always edit them and put them up because time, patience and my ineptitude with technology. But I am getting better, so bear with. So, free path. We were walking around one day and there were some people up the road, and I keep noticing that they've got loads of paving slabs that are just stacked up in the front garden. And then one day we were walking past on our daily walk, and actually I don't even go out every day, but I go about once to maybe twice a week, and I was out on my weekly walk, and I saw that the woman who owned the house, I presumed, was standing in the garden. Never met her before. And I said, she looked like she wouldn't be too intimidated by me. I said, this is a very strange question, and I'm sorry if you feel this is inappropriate, but those paving slabs, I really need some paving slabs and they're kind of broken. Do you think I could have them, or are you selling them, or da-da-da? And she said, not sure, you'll have to ask my husband, so come back tomorrow at the same time. So I went back the next day at the same time, and I didn't even have to ring on the doorbell. He was standing in the front garden, so we remained socially distant, panic not. And I just said, would you mind if I had some paving slabs? And cut a long story short, he was like, yeah, fine. So we got these beautiful, I didn't even realise they were really fancy, I just thought they were just random concrete, but apparently they're York stone. It's very exciting. So I took round a couple of cucumber plants. I've got these yellow cucumbers that look like lemons that I'm growing. So I took round a cucumber plant and some tomato plants in return, and at some point I'll make some jam and maybe sing a song outside the window to cheer them up, because I know they're socially isolating. So yeah, that was really exciting, and now we've got a lovely path, and it cost us £0, and it was about 200 metres up the road from our house. Absolutely amazing. I don't think it's even 200 metres, maybe 100 metres. So that was my second frugal win. Looking at my list, sorry guys. Ooh, 3. I've got a very outdoors garden related one at the moment. You can tell what I'm currently obsessed with. It's my garden. We got our first crop of food, and that was a load of radishes, which was really exciting. And alright, you can't live off radishes. They're not exactly calorie dense, but it was so exciting to get the first things that we've grown from seed in the garden, and planting things out there at the moment. There are all these sort of tiny seedlings that are growing and growing and growing, and I'm looking at it thinking, I don't think this is ever going to be enough food for us to eat in the summer, but everything's growing on track to the guides, and I'm putting stuff out at the right time, and I'm watering it at the right time and not watering it too much, and trying to make sure the dog doesn't dig it up and the baby doesn't walk on my carrot seedlings. So yeah, it's really exciting. But that was a really, really nice feeling. The first food that we didn't buy from a supermarket, just plucked it out the ground, washed it off and started eating it. It was great, really great feeling. So that feels like it's a frugal win that's gonna keep coming. So I should have another crop of radishes ready soon. Annoyingly, I planted some spring onions and I was told they would grow really quickly, but they've literally not come out of the soil, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. I finely tilthed the soil before, removed all the stones, because I know things like that sometimes don't like stones, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go along. If you have any tips for growing spring onions, please let me know, because apparently they're easy, but I don't have a knack for it. Yeah. My fourth frugal win, and this isn't so much as a frugal win, but it's just a moment to sit with absolutely immense gratitude for the community that I found myself in. So just a little bit about how church has changed since we've been on lockdown. So we can't have services. Funerals, obviously, only a very few people can attend, and in our area funerals are up by over 400%, so the workload has increased. And also you're not able to have that face-to-face contact with the family. I'm saying this as if it's me doing it, it's not, it's my husband. But yeah, it's difficult. But one of the really good things that's happening is that we have set up online services. My husband's doing morning and evening prayer every day, which is awesome, and a lot of people finding that really comforting. Just having something to check in with, I think is really powerful for people. We do Sunday services and we do coffee mornings on Zoom, which is quite brilliant, getting lots of people who aren't necessarily very technically minded and getting them to be set up on Zoom and be able to have breakout rooms. So actually getting to speak to people in the community that we've never spoken to before. And the other really great thing that's been happening is that we have we started a crowdfunder at the beginning of lockdown, and we distributed lots of leaflets to people, so especially to people in sheltered accommodation and that sort of thing, just as many as we could get out, basically saying that we would needed volunteers to deliver food to people, and if people were self-isolating and they felt that they couldn't go to the supermarket for whatever reason, or pick up a prescription or post a letter, that we would do that for them. So we had over 80 volunteers reply and say that they were well up for it, and then started slowly trying to, well, I say slowly, but quickly trying to figure out how we could get as many of those to have sort of security clearance as possible, because obviously safeguarding is really important when you're working with vulnerable people, but equally we're in a pandemic, we need to be able to help as many people as possible. But so far it's been brilliant, and it's to see the volunteers and how quickly they've sort of jumped up and said, yes, I want to help, and also people that are being helped, either people that just can't get out of the house and some people who have absolutely nothing and are not being supported by the system, as it were. So yeah, that's awesome. And even though my front hall has definitely turned into a food bank, I'm really grateful for it. So that is a moment of gratitude. But the thing I wanted to say that was my sort of moment of was that I made a joke during our church service last week. I said church service, we literally record it in our bedroom here. But I made a joke that I'd run out of flour, so I couldn't make any cakes anymore. And over the last week, I've had bags of flour delivered to the doorstep, just sort of deposited. And honestly, it almost makes me want to cry. I keep joking to the vicar. Next week I'll tell them that I've run out of bags of gold and see what happens. That's a joke. But yeah, it's just, I feel really taken care of by our community, which is, I feel really quite tearful. But that's really important, I think, because we're obviously trying to look after them as much as possible, but it just feels, yeah, people often complain, don't they, that they're not supported enough, but that is just not the case. I could not imagine living with a more supportive community. So yeah, great. So now we're just trying to find more people to help, because we know there are more out there. So yeah, if you know anyone that lives in southwest London, let us know. We'll see if we can sort them out. All right. That one, I'm getting a bit upset about all that, but it's mainly, yeah, it's just sort of, it's happy sad, isn't it? That feeling of, isn't it wonderful that we've created this new community of loads of people that don't go to church, you know, that's not a prerequisite. Lots of those people, and we've created this community within a community, and it's just, yeah, it's great. Long may it continue after this rubbish all finishes. My final frugal win is that I have set up my own business, which is really exciting. yeah, I'm not going to say much more about it at the moment because I'm still working on a lot of it and I've got to work out a lot of the legal stuff behind all of it. But yeah, I am setting up a new business. Well, I have set up a new business. I am a new business. So that's very exciting. And I'll tell you all about it, but I'll tell you another time when I've got everything sorted so I can launch it. I can launch it like a rocket into the sky. So now we've got to come to my frugal fail because I've had a major frugal fail this week. Oh, I feel like such an idiot. This feels like a confessional box. So this week I was trying to register the domain name that I wanted, so the internet website thing, for the company name that I thought I wanted. I was kind of umming and erring between two. And it was already bought by someone, but it was bought by one of these sort of people that just buy things that sound appealing and then they charge you lots of money because they already own them. Naughty, naughty. Anyway, I went onto the website and I sort of filled in this inquiry form. I didn't have to put in any credit card details, nothing like that. I just put my name, address. I don't think I even put in the right address. I put in a random address because it auto-filled and I still haven't updated it. That's something I should do this week. So yeah, just my name and address and telephone number, email, nothing major. And it was just like, oh, click the terms and conditions, tick, submit, whatever. Walked away, didn't think anything of it. The next day they said your bid of £300, which was way over my budget, but I just put in a random number because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just playing around like you do. And they said your bid's been accepted. Here attached is an invoice. So I wrote back and I said, thank you so much for your email. I'm afraid I don't actually want to buy this. I was just inquiring and I couldn't get through to you on the phone, so anyway. But turns out I ticked the terms and conditions and I'm now liable to pay them £300 for something I don't want. Yeah, so that's awkward. So obviously there's the 14-day cooling off period with any sort of online purchases that aren't made in person. But I'm not quite sure if that applies here because they've actually provided me with a service as well and they've put the domain name under my name and address, the address I don't live in. So maybe that's going to work in my favour. So they're not answering the phone today, surprise, surprise, but they're definitely a company that works on bullying people into giving them money. So I'm not just going to cough up the cash, but equally maybe I was really stupid. So moral of the story, read the terms and conditions because this is giving me a lot of stress right now. But the good thing is that I have an emergency fund. And do you know what? Having the emergency fund means that there's £300 if I have to pay it, which I really hope I don't because that would be incredibly annoying because it's a lot of money. If I have to pay it, I have to pay it. And that is a lesson I will learn and never do again. Read the terms and conditions. But what I'm trying to say is because I have the emergency fund in place, it's not a drama, it's an inconvenience. Even though it feels like a drama. It's not a drama, it's an inconvenience. So if you're still working on getting your emergency fund together, I know it's really difficult. A lot of people are furloughed or have lost their job together or waiting for grants to come in or waiting for universal credit to come in, are ineligible for anything. My heart goes out to you. But if you are still working towards an emergency fund, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Chug, chug, chug. You know, every pound really, really, really does count at the moment. So anyway, keep safe. What are your frugal wins and frugal fails? I always want to. I hope you're enjoying the thigh slapping today. Wearing a pair of shorts. Sun's out, guns out. Or it should be sun's out, thighs out, shouldn't it? Ooh, ooh. Slightly hairy and pasty at the moment. So I need to get in the sunshine to give them a little glow. So it's a sort of glowing, very pale white as opposed to a sickly, very pale white, because those are the two colours my skin seems to come in. Milk and yogurt, and not a sort of nice peach yogurt that has a little rosy hue to it. No, just plain white full fat yogurt. Anyway, that's enough about my thigh colour. Have a wonderful week. Please give this video a thumbs up. Keep encouraging me to put them up because I know what I'm like. Is that editing? I hate doing it, but I enjoy interacting with you guys. I enjoy making them. I just cannot stand editing them. I hate it with a fiery passion. So yeah, there we go. Thanks very much for joining me. Again, I'm on @TheVicarsWife on Instagram, and I will be having a self-employment video coming out to either later today or tomorrow actually, because this will go out at 8 o'clock this evening. That will be about applying for the self-employed income support system and checking your eligibility, because I know lots of people will be concerned about that. It is really, really simple, but if you're feeling overwhelmed by it at all, I'll be linking a video with that. So subscribe and make sure you've turned on the notification button. All right, Okay, have a wonderful week and happy VE Day. Remember as well that the war was not over for a lot of people, especially prisoners of war, until VJ Day. So let's keep that in mind. Ooh! Final thing, look at my rose. I've got the most amazing rose bushes. I'm always tweeting about them, Instagramming about them, tweeting about them on Instagram. Anyway, I'm always putting about them on Instagram. But yeah, they're incredible. But the rose bushes have kind of been left to go wild, so I'm gradually cutting them back because I just didn't do anything with the garden last year because I had a small baby and was trying to get my business off the ground again, and too much. But yes, I'm just having one of these in a milk bottle. I just can't stop smelling it. And the baby comes in every so often, and I say, sniff, 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 and he goes, it's adorable, absolutely adorable. So there we go. See you next week. Bye.